out there, Livea. My name is Crem and I'm your Director of Fitness. And for today's workout, we are going to work on chair exercises. Chair exercises are a great way to really get into an exercise routine that's very low impact, very easy on the joints, and perfect for someone who is a beginner exerciser. Perhaps it's been a long time since you've been able to be active. It's also a really great way for someone who maybe suffers from some injuries, whether you have knee injuries, back injuries, or other injuries on the bodies. Doing exercises utilizing a chair is a really great way to get started. So before we begin, I always like to remember, if this is your first time doing exercise, always ask your doctor first, make sure that it's safe for you to begin any type of exercise routine. Always make sure that you have water with you, stay hydrated during your workouts, and make sure that you warm up and stretch first. So we're going to do just that, all right? So before we begin, make sure that when you're choosing a chair, you're choosing something that has no arms, okay? As well as a chair that does not have any rollers and that you feel really stable on. So a chair that can sit very well on a hard surface and definitely will not slide while you're using it. So that's really important to do. Also with this routine today, if you have any type of dumbbells or cans or no equipment at all, will be just fine. So whatever you have at home, we'll be able to use that. That's the great thing about the Get Up and Move workout series, is that we'll take what you have and we'll kind of go from there. But you're going to see me using some dumbbells today and sometimes no equipment at all. Okay, now we're going to get going. So let's begin to start by stretching first. All right, so to stretch, I'm going to have my arms just sort of out here a little bit. This allows me to be able to open up my muscles here, my chest muscles, as well as my shoulder muscles and the tops of my arms. So I just want to give a really good stretch, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall when I do that. Just kind of open that area up. There we go. And now I'm going to rotate my shoulders a little bit, nice and easy. Just like with stretching, as well as exercise, always ease into it. Never overextend, or if you feel something that just doesn't feel quite right or there's a pain, make sure you take a look at that and you don't overdo it. Now I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Again, I'm just going to open my shoulders, my chest. There we go. Good. And perfect. Now I'm going to do my neck. Neck is an area that sometimes we don't spend a lot of attention on, okay? So it's really important to make sure that you are exercising and kind of stretching your neck muscles. So I'm going side to side, and again, I'm sitting up nice and tall, or as tall as I can. It keeps my core tight, so it keeps my stomach muscles pulled in. There we go, and I'm gonna go down and up as well. Down and up a few times, good. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now another thing we're going to do here is roll our shoulders. Kind of roll that back. This is just something that feels really good, but again, it relaxes the shoulders and also kind of gets them ready to do some work. And we're going to go the other way. Great. There we go. I'm still sitting up nice and tall. Perfect. All right. Wrist. Definitely something that we tend to forget. If you are someone where you sit at a desk and you're doing a lot of typing, it's important to make sure you are stretching your wrists, getting those moving throughout the day so they don't build up and get really tight on you, or you develop, some soreness in the wrist. Same thing for the hands, in and out. Those fingers, you have to take care of those. Good, in and out there. And I'm just kind of rotating my wrists nice and easy. And again, my fingers, in and out, just loosen those up a little bit. And the great thing about stretching is you can do it anytime. So it doesn't mean you have to do them just during your workout or after your workout. You can stretch anytime you feel like it. It's just a really good reliever for you. So now we're going to stand up. And what we're going to do is I'm going to step out to the side here so you can see me more. And I'm just going to bend down to the side. I just want to rotate here. Rotate my torso area and my lower back, side to side. There we go. Perfect. And now I'm going to twist it. Again, great for the lower back. And I want to sort of keep, let my knees kind of move with me a little bit, nice and easy. Take care of your back. Good. All right, now I'm going to begin to stretch out my leg muscles. Now for these, if balance is a little tricky for you, I would recommend using your chair to give you some stability, or using a wall, something you can hold on to. All right, but if you don't need that, you're gonna just reach down and touch your toes. Go as far as you feel comfortable with. So if you can't get to your toes yet, that's fine. Go as far as you can. Just so you can feel a stretch right here in the back of the legs, right in that area, okay? And again, chair is here if you need it. Perfect. This is also, you're gonna feel that in the lower back too, which is good. And now I'm gonna have my feet apart a little bit. Put a Y there, and I'm gonna sort of reach down. Try to turn, think about twisting your torso towards the opposite leg, the opposite foot. And again, hold onto the chair if you need the balance. That extra support, go as far as you can. You'll feel that stretching in here, you'll feel it there as well. And good, next side. Come on up. Very nice. Good. And as far as how long do you hold stretches, hold them as long as you feel like you need to. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds is really up to you, okay? Now I'm gonna rotate my knees. This is a really good thing to do when your knees are a little troublesome, okay? There we go. Perfect, move those knees back and forth, and way to go. All right, so let's begin. So we're going to do most of our exercises from the chair here, okay? And then there'll be a couple we'll do without the chair, but our focus is mainly on how do we use this. So the first exercise we're gonna do is a squat. A squat, there's many different variations and there's many different ways to make it more challenging. Using a chair is a great way for someone who is new to doing squats, or squats are a little problematic for you with regards to your back, your knees. This is a very safe way to learn how to squat properly. And it's also a good way to do it if you're someone who you're not quite sure if your form is right, okay? Is to just sit into a chair. It's a great way to check that. So we're gonna do this with no weight at all. We're gonna have our stomach tight, and I'm gonna have my feet away from the chair. So I don't wanna be too close like so, okay? I wanna be away from the chair. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand up, and I wanna keep my chest up and my head up when I do it. And I'm standing. And I'm gonna sit back down, okay? Stand up, back down. Perfect, stand up, back down. Good. And when I do that, you can put your hands wherever you want. So you can have them out here, you can keep them on your hips if you want, whatever feels comfortable. What I wanna make sure that I do when I stand is I'm keeping my chest forward. I don't wanna do this, because what happens is I put pressure on my lower back that way. Also, sitting in a chair doing a squat helps you keep your knees in proper alignment. You don't want your knees to extend past your toes. So that's why using a chair is really helpful for that. So I'm going to sit up, squat up, down. There we go. Good. Make sure you breathe. Keep that stomach nice and tight. Perfect. Good. You got it. Excellent. Up and down. There we go. Good, you're doing well. Everything is nice and tight. And breathing. You're gonna feel that in the legs and the rear area. Very normal. Good. And if you wanna make this harder, you can take the chair away, right? That's all, you can always do that. Make sure your knees also are straight forward, okay? Let's do 2 more of these. And one more. Nice. Okay, good. Excellent. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, since we've got knees all fired up a little bit there, is we're going to now involve our dumbbells a little bit, okay? We're going to get those involved. So if you've got them, great. If you don't, that's totally fine. Use your cans, do whatever you need. So we're just going to take one for right now. And we're going to take the opposite knee. And we're going to do what's called a swinging knee and a press. So I'm going to swing my knee in, press, knee in, press, knee in, press. There we go. And what you're going to feel is right here, knee in, press, and right in that shoulder, keep your elbow tight to the body, press, knee in, press, knee, good, keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And I'm leaning back on my chair for this one, okay? I'm not sitting up tall for this one. You can though. So if you wanna, sit up tall, you can, but you can also lean back a little bit. Good, keep your stomach tight. Knee in, press, knee in, press. Way to go. Knee in, press. Let's do a few more. Let's do 4. Good. 4, press, 3, press, 2 more, press, 1 more. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so now we're gonna switch. Now this time I'm gonna use it with no weight on this side, just so you can see, okay? It's all about using the proper form. It's not about the resistance. So knee in, press, knee in, press. Good. Very nice. Keep that going. And try to bring that knee straight into the chest. Straight into the chest. Very good. Push, knee in, press, knee in, press. Good. Keep it going. You got it. Good. Let's give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent. Good, good. All right. So you should feel that in the shoulders there. Feel that in the front of the thigh. That's exactly what we're going for. But as you can see, very low impact, right? There's not a lot of banging around on those joints, so that's really good. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is a crunch. Now, crunches are really a wonderful way to strengthen, tone, and tighten the core area, the muscles in the stomach. But if you're someone who has a difficulty getting up and down off the floor, or if crunches or sit-ups bother your back, doing them in a chair is a really good way to kind of ease your way into it, or a good substitute. Also, as we get older, doing crunches on the floor and sit-ups on the floor isn't necessarily ideal for your spine. So this is a really good thing to do too if you're, as we're getting a little older. So how we're going to do this is you're going to have 2 different versions. You can either have your hands up like so, and if you want to have your hands up like this, you just don't want to clasp your fingers together. So my hands are just sort of outside my head, okay? And I'm going to sit up from the chair. Or you can have your hands here. So it's really up to you. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to have my hands here to start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crunch down. Okay? And when I'm thinking about crunching down, what I'm envisioning is squeezing my stomach muscle through the wall or through the chair. I'm pulling my belly button in and I'm squeezing those muscles nice and tight. There we go. If I want to do it this way, same thing. And down. I'm squeezing, and I'm down. Squeezing, down. Squeezing, down. And if I wanted to make this harder, you can even hold your dumbbell right here and give yourself a little resistance. But it's always really about the squeezing. It's not about the weight that you're doing. All right, so squeeze, down, squeeze, down. Very good. Pull that belly button in tight. Good. And don't worry about your range of motion. If you can only go to here, that's okay. If you can go all the way down, that's good too. So whatever works for you. Everyone's range of motion is different. Good. Big squeeze. Good. Make sure you're breathing when you're contracting or you're tightening your stomach muscles too. Sometimes we like to hold our breath and we don't want to do that. Let's do 6 more. Perfect. 5, 4, you got it. 3, 2, 1 more now. Excellent. Very good. Good. All right. So now this is the time if you need a break. Get a break, get your water, anything you need. Of course, take your breaks when you need it. So if you find that, okay, I needed a little break while you were doing that exercise, of course, listen to your body. Do whatever you feel is best for you. Good. All right. So if we're ready, we're going to go ahead and move on a little bit. We're going to go down to the next type of exercises that we're going to do. And this is where we're going to actually be out of the chair for this one. So I'm going to turn my chair around a little bit, because I really, at this point, want the the top of it or the back of it to give you some support. This is really ideal if balance is a little tricky, okay, so that you have something that you can kind of brace yourself on. Then I'm going to take my dumbbell, if I've got one or a can, or just my hand, and I'm going to bring it in this hand that I have back here, so with this leg back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick my leg back, row it, back, row. And kicking my leg back allows me to really work on this part here, and when I row, I'm working right here, okay? So kick, row, kick, row. There you go. And I'm going to keep my back nice and straight. Row, kick, row, kick, row. Looking good. Kick, row. Good. Keep breathing. You're doing fantastic. Breathe through it. There we go. Good. And kick as high as you can. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's do one more of these. Very good. Good. All right, so let's turn around. Now we have the other side to do, okay? So just so you can kind of see what that looks like, I'm just going to flip-flop my area here. All right. Same thing. Ready? So we're going to kick, kick, row. Kick, row, kick, row. Good. Kick, row, kick, row. Keep that back nice and tight. So stomach muscles should be nice and firm here, giving yourself some good core support. Kick, row it. There we go. We're breathing. We're working hard. Kick, row. Now let's say it's a little difficult to have your hands supported on the chair. Maybe your wrists are a little bit challenging, right? You can always come down a little bit on something else where you're resting your elbow or your forearm. So same idea, row. Kick, row. And sometimes you might get off balance. That's okay. It happens to me too. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent, good job, good. All right, you're feeling that a little bit, right? Right in those areas. That's always fun. Okay, now we're gonna go back to where we're sitting. Right in the chair here, and we're going to take our dumbbells or our cans or whatever we have, and now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on back of the arms, the chest, and a little bit of the thighs here. So you're going to take your dumbbells or cans, and you're going to move your feet. We're like marching. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in, out, in, down, in, out, in, down. There you go. In, out, in, down. So we're making one big X. And if you don't have any weight or resistance, it's the same thing. In, out, in, down. In, out, in, down. In, out. There you go. In, down. In, out, in, down. So together, out, together, down. Together, out, together, down. Good. Together, out, together, down. Keep going. 5 more. There you go. 4. There you go. 3. Squeeze your chest. 2. Excellent, you're doing good. 1 more, squeeze. Good, you did it. That was a lot, right? So we have the marching going on. We were squeezing the chest muscles. We had the back of the arm, so that definitely was a busy exercise, but you did really, really well. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna involve the stomach muscles again. And we're gonna do a little bit of an oblique twist, where we really focus and hone in on the side parts of the abs, so the side part of the stomach muscles. So just like before, we're going to have our hands here, or you can do it here as well, but I'm a fan of keeping mine here. And now I'm gonna bring my opposite elbow to my opposite knee. That's what I'm envisioning here. So I'm gonna go squeeze, 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 squeeze. There you go. So I'm, again, tightening my stomach muscles. There you go. Bringing that elbow and that knee together as much as I can. Remember, different range of motion is fine. Totally fine. Good. There we go. Keep it up. And squeeze that stomach. Good. And I'm sitting up this time. You can still lean back if you want to, but with this one, I'm sitting up. And you can always do it this way. There we go. So again, same thing. If your shoulders are getting tired, up the other way. This is a really good way to kind of change that. Squeeze, squeeze, big tight stomach. Very nice, tight. Good, let's do 5 more of these. 5. Let's do 4. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Very good. Good. All right. So you should feel a little bit of a tightness that builds up there in that stomach, right in that stomach area. So that's really, really good. That's a nice low impact way to get the sides of the stomach involved and also right in this area. Great. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have one leg straight. And we are going to have that toe pointed up. So you can see my toe is pointed up. And I'm going to do a fly, which really focuses a lot on the chest muscles and right here. But I'm leaning back on this. So notice that I'm sort of scooted out from my chair. Now, make sure you feel comfortable with that. Now, if you feel like your chair doesn't have a wide enough base, it doesn't feel comfortable, then definitely sit up more, okay? But if you feel okay with leaning back, and giving yourself some space here. As you can see, I can put my hands through, then that's good too. Okay, so you're gonna take your dumbbells or whatever you have, and as we come up to a circle, we're gonna raise the leg up at the same time. So we're gonna go circle, 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 there you go, circle. Now, if you don't have any resistance, any dumbbells, it's the exact same thing. I'm making a big circle. It's like I'm wrapping my arms around something. And ideally, I want to try to get this leg as high as this knee, if I can. If you can't, that's okay. There you go. This leg's going to get tired. Very normal. 4 more here. 3, 2, 1 more here. Very good. Okay, we got the other leg to do. Okay, leg straight, toe up, let's work. 2, 3, 4, 5, we're almost there. 6, big circle. Very good. Big circle. Good. Let's do 3. 1, 2, 3, good. You should be feeling that. Yes, you're getting that in the chest, you're getting that a little bit in the arms, and you're definitely getting some of that in the legs, and maybe even a little bit in the stomach muscles. So, perfectly normal. Good. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna focus solely on the back of these arms. Okay, this is called a kickback. So we're gonna sit forward in our chair, and I'm going to turn the other way to give you a different view here. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to sit forward, and then I'm going to lean forward. So sort of like my chest area is on my thighs, okay? Then I'm gonna have my arms, my elbows level with my back. I don't want my arms way up here. I don't want them way down here. I want them level with my back. And I'm going to kick back my elbows. Swing back my elbows. And what I'm doing is it allows me to focus right here on the back of the arm. So swing back, good. Now, if you've got some dumbbells, you wanna get involved with these, this is great, but just squeezing is fine too. Very nice, good. And you wanna maintain this good posture. Maintain that. Very good. Squeeze the back of those arms nice and tight. Keep that chest nice and firm. We're sitting up here. Good. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Excellent. Yes, you should definitely get that in the back of the arms. That's a really, really good way to isolate that area, okay? All right. Wonderful. And if you add weight to it, it makes it even harder. Okay. Now, next exercise we're going to do, or the last exercise we're going to practice, is we're going to do something to get the heart rate up a little bit. Sometimes we think that with cardio, or exercises that are designed to sort of work our cardiovascular system or build endurance, it's got to be running, we have to get on a machine, but not always the case. Maybe that's something that's not something you can do right now and you want to get your heart rate up. So walking around is ideal for that, walking around your house, walking up the stairs, but even if if you find that, okay, that's great, but I don't have stairs, so I'm not there yet, you can definitely do it from the chair too. So what we're going to do is we're going to space our feet apart a little bit. So normally my feet are side to side, but I'm going to space it up. I'm sitting up and I have my hands here, okay? And this motion, just like this, right near my chin. And I'm going to go 1, 2, up, up. 2, up, up. 2, up, up. 1, 2, up, up. There you go. And the great thing about this exercise is the faster you go, the more the heart gets involved. So it's really your own pace. 1, 2, up, up. 1, 2, up, up. 1, 2, up, up. There you go. Good. So again, this is about your speed, whatever you're comfortable with. Now let's just do the one. Tap, tap, tap. Good. This is probably going to tire your shoulders out too, which is normal. There we go. Now let's do the 2, 2, 2, 2. Very good. Good. So you should be feeling that heart rate increase a little bit. There we go, but comfortably so. Now go back to it. Back to it. Yes. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Very good. Very good. So we did several different exercises right from this chair, okay? Or either at least holding on to the chair. So these exercises were meant to show you some very low impact ways that you can work out at home or work out in the office. You don't need any equipment. If you've got some and you want to involve it, great, but you absolutely don't need it at all. And then just make sure this is a good way to sort of ease into a routine. If you feel like some of the other exercises that you see you're not quite ready for, or it's going to be a while to get into, these are some really good things to do to sort of get you going and ease you into it. So thank you so much for joining me for the low impact chair workout today. I love the fact that you tune into the Get Up and Move workout series. If you ever have any questions about the exercises that you saw on this workout or any of the other workouts that we feature here on Get Up and Move, please email me directly at fitness@livea.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget, no matter what you do, always just get up and move.